It's a word that carries a heavy weight in our society, evoking fear, anxiety, and self-doubt. The fear of failure can be a powerful force that holds us back from taking risks, pursuing our passion, or reaching our full potential. But what if we could change our perception of failure? What if we saw it as a stepping stone towards growth and learning rather than a source of shame, disappointment? Today, we'll understand the concept of fear of failure, understand its impacts in our lives, and explore ways to overcome it. So let's face our fears head on and unlock the hidden opportunities that lie within failure. Welcome to the discussion on aticophobia, also known as fear of failure. As a student, I kept overthinking simple things. Did I slip? Did I pronounce that word wrong? What if I fail? Those small questions were able to consume my thoughts to the point I wouldn't even try in the first place. A new competition, my favorite subject? Well, what if it's hard? I'll just not participate. A new activity? What if I never make it through? I'll just not participate. These thoughts made me miss so many opportunities handed to me that could have helped me achieve much more. Even joining TED wasn't an easy decision to make, knowing my past experience in public speaking wasn't the best. At first glance, aticophobia might not sound like a big deal, with little to no impacts, but in reality, such problems can lead to bigger psychological problems, including shame, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, or low self-esteem, negatively affecting how you perform at work or school, or how you interact with friends and family members. So let's think back to why you might have this problem in the first place. The simplest explanation is that you have a traumatic experience of failing in the past and you just feel afraid repeating it again. Or you grew up in a highly critical or unsupportive environment where you don't feel safe stepping outside your comfort zone. Another possible reason is that you grew up in a place in an environment that helps you develop a fixed mindset. Now, what is a fixed mindset? And what does it have to do with aticophobia? To put it simply, having a fixed mindset is believing your IQ, talents, and other abilities are fixed, set to stone. You can't possibly change them. You are born with talents, good at some things and bad at others. So you tend to choose the easier task just to avoid failure. This mindset can be developed from and develop your fear of failure. Individuals with a fixed mindset tend to internalize and overgeneralize failure. They predict the outcome of something based on just one stance of it. For example, instead of thinking of their failure as a one-time thing, they assume that one-time failure means that they will always fail. They often mistake the need to commit effort as a waste since the outcome will always be the same, or as their inability, which leads them to adopt maladaptive strategies such as withdrawing and avoiding challenges just to avoid failure. What matters isn't the failure, but how you overcome it. One way being to develop the opposite mindset. As psychologist Carol Dweck mentioned in her book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, having a fixed mindset means that you believe that your skills and talents are malleable and improvable, where individuals don't believe that success comes easy, but hard work and effort is always required. The difference between people who fail and succeed is not their avoidance of failure, but their response to failure. Successful people understand that failure is an important part of the journey of success. There are multiple people who failed in the past, but still made it. Like Oprah Winfrey, she was fired from her first job as a television reporter, or Steve Jobs, who was fired from his own company, or Michael Jordan, who was cut from his basketball team. They didn't let failure define them or discourage them. They went ahead and let failure fuel them to get to where they are right now. The first step to solving any problem would be to notice it. For example, when I first noticed that I had a problem with public speaking, I decided to take actions to overcome it by joining a debate club in school. At first, I was nervous and started having second thoughts, but I brushed these thoughts away and made my way in. I couldn't believe it when I was chosen for the first official debate. That's when the overthinking started again. Am I suited for this? Is it too late to quit now? But thankfully, with the help of our team leader and a lot of hard work and effort, I made it. I spoke in front of 20 people. It might not seem like a lot for some, but for me, it was a big improvement and I was proud of myself. But it wasn't always that easy. The next time I was chosen to speak up, it was speaking of our own opinion and I had to scrap up something on the spot. I stood there, looking around with judgmental eyes, looking fully focused on me, at least how it seemed to me. I stood there shaking, and before I knew it, Tears were flowing down. I was crying. In front of the same people I was saying my speech confidently at first, I was now crying. I rushed outside the room thinking back on all the decisions that brought me here, regretting every last one of them. Thankfully, I had my teachers who reminded me of the positives in my experience and that everyone in that room must have also tried hard to get to where they are. Sometimes you might receive negative and hurtful comments that aren't easy to ignore. Simply don't ignore them, but walk away. How does that work? When receiving a negative or hurtful feedback, don't immediately respond to it. Sit down, take a while to think about it before you allow yourself to respond. Always change it from negative to positive. For example, when you receive a hurtful comment like you aren't good enough, change it to you need to improve more. Remember, it's all about your mindset after all, and you have to think more positively. The problem starts here, your mind. In conclusion, fear of failure is a common experience that affects many aspects of our life. And what's important isn't how you take failure, but how you overcome it. Failure is an important part to the journey of success. Remember, failure is not the end, but a stepping stone towards success, towards greatness. Thank you.